Now let's understand the difference between the different types of transducer. There are basically two types of transducer. First one is active transducer, second one is passive transducer. First let's understand what is the active transducer. The device which does not require any external power supply for its operation is called as active transducer. I am repeating it. The device or the transducer which does not require external power supply for its operation is called as active transducer. For example, thermocouple. The input to the thermocouple is change in temperature. Whenever there is change in temperature, there is change in voltage of a thermocouple. So it does not require any external power supply for its operation. Hence, this thermocouple is called as active type of transducer. Another example is piezoelectric transducer. The input to the piezoelectric transducer is change in pressure, change in force or change in strength. So whenever these changes happens, there is deformation of a piezoelectric crystal. Whenever piezoelectric crystal gets deformed, we get a charge inside it. Because of that charge, we get an output voltage across the piezoelectric crystal. So during this operation, we do not require any external power supply. Hence, piezoelectric transducer is called as a active type of transducer. Then second type of transducer is passive transducer. So it is the opposite of active transducer. Passive transducer, it is a device which requires external power supply for its operation. Hence it is called as passive transducer. Example of it, RTD, you have a strain gauge. RTD means resistance temperature detector. So input to it is the change in temperature. Whenever there is change in temperature, there is change in resistance. So if we connect RTD to the Wheatstone bridge, the Wheatstone bridge gets balanced whenever there is change in temperature. So whenever there is change in temperature, there is change in output voltage of a Wheatstone bridge. And to operate Wheatstone bridge, we need some external power supply. So whenever there is change in temperature, there is change in output voltage, but to happen this, we need external power supply. Hence, RTD is called as passive type of transducer. The second example is strain gauge. Strain gauge is also similar in operation. The input to the strain gauge is change in strength. Whenever there is change in strength, there is change in resistance. And because of that change in resistance, there is change in voltage of a Wheatstone bridge. And for operation of Wheatstone bridge, we need external power supply. So change in strength is converted into change in voltage with the help of some external power supply. Hence, strain gauge is called as passive type of transducer. So let's understand it again. Active transducer, it is a transducer which does not require external power supply for its operation. And passive transducer, it is a transducer which requires external power supply for its operation. So these are the basic difference between the active transducer and